Hello, good evening. This is Lady Rumford, and today I want to review the book called Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite. I found it very interesting. I read it over early in December, actually, not over Christmas holidays. But I truly did not have the time to review it because I just had a lot going on, from Christmas festivities and then people coming into town and all the partying and everything. So I didn't have time to review the book. But Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and welcome to 2026. So this book was very interesting. It kind of, how do I vibe the book? It's a book set in modern Lagos, semi-modern, early 2000s, I think late 90s, yes, late 90s, early 2000s, modern Lagos anyway. And then, you know, with a sprinkle of jazz, babalawo, and some Christianity, and some folklore, and some spiritual things, and people with drama and dramatic aunties and monitoring spirits and everything you can think of. It's an interesting book, but it's like, it's kind of book that makes you think, that's this thing that's happening in my family, should we go and research it? Should we pray, should we not pray? You know, it just makes you, it's familiar. You know, if you're an African, if you're Nigerian, you've heard the stories, you've experienced it, you know family members that have gone through stuff, and everybody attributed it to some curse or some pattern, or at least one man of God or one alpha has told somebody somewhere that something is not normal in the family, and so somebody needs to pray about it. That's what this book does, and it digs deeper into the how and why of you know what happens in the family. I'm trying very hard not to give away spoilers, but I'll say this book for me was a 7 over 10. 7 over 10 because thankfully, it wasn't scary. When I saw the cover, I was a bit worried it would be like a horror movie. It wasn't horror. There's some spooky spots here and there, but you know, just a sprinkle. If you're African, you just go there, it's not a big deal. It's our everyday life. There's nothing in this book that is new or, you know, you haven't heard of before. I absolutely love the main, well, actually she's the main character. One of the main characters, Onife. I love her spirit, carefree spirit, and I just love how she lived her life. And then her, how do I say this without giving away the spoilers? Anyway, I'm saying this to say, it's a very interesting book. It looks into relationships with mothers, the trauma of unspoken, you know, there's a lot of unspoken stuff going on in the house, things going on between an auntie, a cousin, sisters, when it's not addressed, everybody does hushes and buries treasures in their, like, you know, buries secrets in their belly, so many secrets, unspoken secrets, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of sadness, but eventually everything unravels, you know, everything unravels, and I really like the way it ended. It's a bit of a happily ever after, and I like that, you know, eventually the so-called curse was confronted in the way that the writer confronted it. It wasn't in the way that, it wasn't a Nollywood confrontation, let me put it that way. So it's a good read. I would recommend it to anybody who is interested. And yeah, all the best as you read it. I also want to shout out to Oyinkan Braithwaite. This is the first of her novels I'm reading. And based on her writing style in this book and her storytelling ability, I think I'll be reading more of her books. There's another one I've been interested in for the longest time, and I'd kind of been dilly-dallying with whether or not to read it, but given the way this one played out, I'll be looking forward to reading another book of hers. So Cursed Daughters was a good read, and I recommend. Have a great day, everybody.